Hi everyone. So today basically I wanted to talk about have you seen how beautiful your life is? And this is not saying that okay, there's never a challenge or never anything that situations that you don't like, right? Yesterday I was walking and there was a moment whereby I just started to think about, you know what? My life is beautiful and I like my life, right? And then just the day before, I remember feeling like, because it was a very busy day, I'm feeling like, God, things should get better, But when I really think about it yesterday, it's like life has these beautiful moments and then it has these moments where, you don't like, you wish it wouldn't be this way. But then I realized that everything, because those situations that I don't like, those challenges, they help me to enjoy the good times even more, because it's like I go through a challenge and then I come through and I'm like, wow, you know I've been through this, or this happened, and look where I am now, and how good God is, and how strong I've become, the things that I've learned through it, and that makes life even more enjoyable, you know. Like sometimes you go through stuff whereby you don't like that period of your life or that season, and sometimes you feel like you can't do that season, like you don't know if you can make it past the season. But then after you look back and it's like, wow, you know what, look how I made it. And the thing is that everything that's happening in our lives is all a part of our story, and it all makes our story come together and be as beautiful as it is. Like I sure all of us, we have times when we look back and we see things that we didn't like, but it contributes in some way to our future or present moment that we're enjoying at the moment, you know and I'm just learning to embrace each and every season of my life, or each and every moment or challenge that comes my way, knowing that it comes together and creates this beautiful piece that God is working on. It's like I'm a work in progress, and God is building something, he's making something, and each moment has a part to play in it. Like when you're doing construction and you're building a house, at first you have this empty spot or this empty lot, there's nothing there. Then you start to build and things are all over the place and the place looks a mess, and it's like, oh my gosh, I don't really want to be around this kind of confusion at the moment. But as time goes by and you I put everything together, everything goes into place, and you start to see everything come together, it's like, wow. And then the end product, when you clean up and everything, it's like, wow. you know so it's like that's how our life is. And sometimes you got to look at it as overall, not just look at it as in that one moment that you don't really like or that is challenging for you. I'm starting to look at life whereby when that challenging moment comes, I know it comes with a purpose. So I know that, okay, there's something for me to learn from it. you know there's opportunity for me to grow, and it's going to help me to enjoy my future better. Because let's say, for example, I struggle with being patient, and then there's situations that come my way that I'm like, why this always happening to me? Like, for example, you guys are always getting stuck in traffic, and why this always happening to me? And then it causes you to get irritated, your day to be messed up, and you're getting so anxious about the situation, right? But if you learn to be, patient and just, all right, you know what? There's nothing I can do about this at this moment, you know, and you try and maybe you might sit there and then you start looking around and then you start to notice, wow, I never saw that tree there before. I pass here every day. The tree is beautiful, and you start and then you look and you see and somebody else, maybe you might start talking with somebody in the traffic, then you get to know, you meet somebody new, network or something, and there's so much there. I believe that we miss so much in life because we're always so with our blinders on, I gotta get there, I gotta go there, you always like, I gotta get this. But sometimes just sit back and look, just take moments to look and to see, the beauty around you. I always ask God to help me to see the beauty in my life. It's not saying that I don't have challenges, but I don't just want to be focusing on the challenges. And one thing I learned is that when you focused on your challenges, you kind of miss, or you you miss out on what God is doing, because I remember this week I was coming home and I feel so tired and everything, and I started thinking about how you want things to get better and so on. I was focusing on all the things and kind of complaining. And then I came home and I started to thank God. I started thanking for things like my health. I thank him for strength. I thank him that I'm able to do these things by myself, that I have a place to come to in the evening, that I, and it's warm, there's food to eat, and things like that. I start to thank him, and I just start to pour out. But you know how many things I was able to thank God for? It's not saying that I got everything that I wanted, but then I start to open my eyes and see the things that I did have in this moment, rather than worrying about what I didn't have and what I wanted. And you know what? It's okay to want better and to want more. That's okay. But in the wanting of more and better, don't neglect what you do have. Because I do want to have, things to get better for me, but I don't want to be neglecting all that God is doing for me in my present, and I just started to thank him for these things, thank him that I'm in my right mind, that I know where I am, that things aren't worse than they are, like I started to thank him, and it just started to pour, and you know what, I felt so much better, just being so grateful. And I've heard people around me say it too, like when you start to thank God and start to show gratitude, you start to feel better. And it's so true, it's so true. And think about all the things that you have instead of focusing on the ones you don't. And you know what, I realized that what I don't have, I will have. Those things will come. But I believe God is teaching me in this season to be grateful for what I have. And it's like, if you can be grateful for these foundation stuff, these what should I say, these these necessities, because these are all necessities, no matter how big, you still want shelter, you still need shelter, food, clothing, and things like those, right? If I can be grateful for those little things, and I can feel gratitude and feel better with those things, then you know what, it doesn't matter if I have a little or a lot. I'm always going to find something to be grateful for, and that's what I want to do. I like the feeling that I get when I start to thank God for these simple things. Anyway, and I basically wanted to encourage you guys to take a step back, take a step back. And I know we all have challenges in life, and you want things to get better, and that's okay. But my encouragement to you is to step back and look at your life in general, the ups and the downs, and how God came through for you. Sometimes, you can say, "Oh, this is amazing," and that's amazing because you were in a situation and God came and He helped you out of the situation, or you persevered. You saw how strong you were. You saw things in you that you didn't know you have, and that makes it beautiful. Because if you didn't have that challenge, then you wouldn't see all these things. So the challenge basically was necessary in order for you to see these things and to enjoy life. Look at the story of Cinderella. I know it's a cartoon or whatever, but you look at that story. That I think it's a beautiful story. But she had her challenges. She had her times, where it's like, this is sad. Her dad died. She had to stay with her stepmom and her stepsisters. They weren't treating her well, and it seems as if, things weren't working out for her. But look what happened at the end. And I'm also encouraged with how she kept a good attitude, and not saying that, there are times when she cried, there are times when she didn't like, what was happening around her, but she tried her best to do her best, and that's saying we're not all perfect, so not all gonna walk through this thing smiling all the time. There are times we're gonna feel like, why? And then we gotta say, it's like sometimes I find myself complaining, and I gotta say, sorry God, I'm complaining again, and then I pull back myself. But in life, we do have challenges. It is painful, and that's okay. It's okay, it happens. But my encouragement is not to just focus on that, but to also look beyond that and say, you know what? I may not have a mansion, but I have a roof over my head. Simple as that. And it's not saying that you shouldn't want a mansion, that you shouldn't strive towards a mansion, but don't just be thinking, I want a mansion, and neglecting what you have at the moment. Anyway, I pray that this was an encouragement to you, and it helps you to look at your life from a different point of view, have a different perspective, and to be encouraged that, you know what, in each and every moment of life, it has its sweet moments, and you don't want to miss out on those sweet moments just focusing on all the things around you that are not the way you want them to be. Things will get better, but in the meantime, show some gratitude to God for what He has done, you know and keep striving, keep persevering. Things are going to get better. In Galatians 6:9, I'll try and put it at the bottom, it talks about how, don't get weary in well doing. It also talks about what you sow, you shall reap, you know. And if you don't get weary in well doing, that you shall reap in due season. In due season, at the right time, it's coming. You know, don't be discouraged. Things are gonna get better. Anyway, thank you for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, share if you feel like this is going to encourage somebody else, and if you have anything that you want to share that might be helpful to somebody else, or a story that something happened to you or so, feel free to share it. This is like a community where we can help each other. I can learn from you, you learn from me, you know, and we help each other, you know. It's a hand wash, hand keep hand clean. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, and yeah. Oh, and this here is one of my other pieces that I did. It's from, you can check my page. So I have Facebook page and Instagram page, Elizabeth's Classics, and you can see more of my beautiful pieces. And feel free to message me to support. Anyway, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.